morning, everybody, and welcome to another Talin 875 live stream. Please stand by. Heading south on old Interstate 40 here in southeastern North Carolina, heading to my first service call of the day. We have 3 today. Talk about all that in a minute. Just gonna let some of our viewers catch it live if they want to, by giving a couple minutes at the beginning of each live stream for people to notice that I'm streaming live and to join up. If you haven't already, you can go to your YouTube settings and enable an email or some sort of notification. I think it's an email that will be sent to you when I'm streaming live if you want to see it live. And they'll send you an email after I start broadcasting. Give it about 20 more seconds. Welcome to our first viewer. Welcome aboard. 2 viewers. Holy crap. That's twice as many as I had a second ago. Good morning, everybody. I am heading down Interstate 40 as I previously stated. Going to my first service call of the day. The title of this was I Was Meant for Service Work, which I know is true because every fiber of my being says that. My brain says that, my heart says that. Every time I do an install, I wish I was doing service work. The problem with doing service work and not installs is that you have to have a pretty good volume of it, pretty big client base, so you get a constant stream of calls. You have to have somewhere, either you have to do the installs yourself or have someone to do installs for you. Now, I've been doing this for a long time now, like everyone says. Everyone says they've been doing it for a long time, and I've been doing it a long time just like everybody else. This year is 22 years, counting my part-time work. It cut out on me for a second there. Most of that time I've been doing installation. Doing runouts, trunk ducts, setting equipment, not testing it and finishing the job, but doing installation. First half of my career was spent doing that. I don't know how many runouts I've done, but it's a lot. I don't know how many flexes I pulled out of a box or a bag, but it's a lot. Sorry guys, I was cutting out there for a second, and it looks like having some issue there because my 4G kept disappearing. I don't know why that is. But what I was saying is, I've done installation long enough to know that I don't. Oh, now someone's calling me from Oklahoma. Go away. Why are you calling me from Oklahoma? That would be one hell of a service call. But I've done installation long enough to know that I don't want to do it anymore. I think a lot of people would agree with that. Some guys, like Stephen Raridan, he told me that he enjoys installation. I don't know why he's crazy. I don't know that. I know that's a good thing, but I don't want that to be me. I like being the guy that fixes it. I like being the guy that unhacks hack work. We all make fun of hacks, but they're everywhere and it's part of the business. And I like being the guy that go behind them and fix it. I enjoy it. I like being the guy that fixes a unit that no one else can figure out how to fix, and hopefully I can figure it out. But that's what I enjoy doing. And as much as I try to run away from that because installations make more money, you can earn more money, especially if you're selling higher end stuff. You watch guys on YouTube how to make money doing HVAC, and they will tell you, you want to sell these to the top third of the customers. You want to sell them 2-stage, communicating, variable speed, make lots of money, get a big boat, live your life happy, be a king of the world. And as much as I'd love to do that and be super rich and kick ass and be wonderful, truth be told, that's not me. And I'll never be that guy. As much as I try to force it to happen. Like, I like these new Ream units, these RP14s, RP15s, these small air handlers, they're great. And setting them up was easy, and working with them was great. But I'd much rather be servicing stuff still. No matter what kind of unit it is, no matter how nice it is, how quiet it is, how easy it is to work on, I'd rather be working on it in a service capacity than installation. Last night I got a text from a person that used to work at one of the supply houses in town. I used to buy some ICP stuff from. He left there to start his own business a couple years ago, and then the other day I walked into a different supply house and he was behind the counter. And I was asking him, like, what are you doing back there? And he said that I guess he had closed down the business, and that's a shame, but it happens a lot. And there's a lot of HVAC businesses that come in, same mentality, said I'm going to make a ton of money, I'm going to be super rich because I see the service tickets come in and I know I can keep all that money and it'll be great. And just like I'll have a boat and 3 airplanes and live in Taj Mahal and shit'll be wonderful. And truthfully, it doesn't work like that at all. But you have a chance to be successful, but it's not without a whole lot of hard work. So I saw him, he was working at the counter, and I was like, how's it going, man? He's, small talk, blah, blah, how's the weather, shit like that. And then later on that day, I got a text, and it was from him. And he asked me if I wanted all of his service customers. I don't know how many service customers that is, because like I said, he hasn't been in business for a while, but I was grateful. And I guess one of them had probably spoken to him previous, because they called me right after that, and that's where I'm heading out this morning to take a look at one of his service customers that had a package unit that's not cooling. And I know that he said a couple years ago he had repaired a leak on it, so I'll be interested to see what's going on this morning. I don't know much about his expertise in service or expertise in installation. I know him as a counter guy. So they all come from either working in the field for somebody that wanting to go to the supply house, which is a natural thing to want to do. If you want to get out of the field and do something a little cleaner, then going to the supply house is a good option, as long as they're hired, because you already have knowledge of the field. The longer you've been in the field, the more valuable you'll be. There's guys in Wilmington is where I buy all my stuff, because there's no supply houses up where I live. I have to drive a good 30 minutes to get to a supply house, at least 30 minutes. And there's certain supply houses where I know I'm going to find some very intelligent people that know exactly what I'm talking about. Take, for instance, Nylog. Nylog is something that not everybody knows about. It's a thread sealant. We put it on flares. We put it on while we're doing a vacuum to help seal up the threads on the gauge connections. And I've asked for Nylog in several different locations, and most of the time I get, a what? It's like the lady on the internet on Facebook after the fire. I said, a what? But there's a few people. Give a shout out to Gary at Johnstone, who will know anything that I want to know about, he typically knows about. The only question that he didn't know about was the other day when I walked in, and I was like, Gary, what do you know about polyvinyl ether oil? Because I was curious about making a change from POE to PVE, because PVE is a little bit better as far as it doesn't form the acid when moisture gets into it that POE does. And a lot of things are using PVE now, and I want to understand more about it, and I figured he knows something about it and could enlighten me. But he didn't know about it. Now, I was kind of shocked. I was like, I know something that Gary doesn't know. And it's like, I was surprised. But Gary said that he would research it so everything would fall back into balance. Gary, Zach, where it belongs. And that's fine with me, because he's a real smart guy, and he's told me about certain things before that I didn't know about. So I know Gary at Johnstone, he's the guy to see for service stuff. There's just guys out there that have been in the business for a long time that are very intelligent, that you know you can depend on at the supply house. And that's all part of, service tech. Know who to ask. You might go to a supply house, for example, and you ask for, I'm looking for a bullet piston. I'm looking for a York piston. because someone had put in the wrong size piston at installation. It's been that way for 10 or 12 years, a long time. So instead of needing a 75, which was in a 3-ton air handler, I need something like a 68 or 69 because the outdoor unit's 2.5, R22. So if I go in and ask for someone who sells a similar piston, like say Nordyne or something like that, and I ask for, do you have this bullet piston I need for a York? And they'll say we don't sell those, even though they'll have them there for Nordynes, because they don't know that they're the exact same thing. So the caliber in the supply house of personnel you have is just as important as anything else. They'll be able to cross-reference things, tell you what'll work with what, short of, OEM parts. OEM parts are always the best. I had to say that as a disclaimer, even though I don't always use them. OEM's the best. Always get OEM. Never do anything not in the book. There we go. Okay. But after I got that call from a fellow who worked at a supply house that gave me his customers, I realized that, it won't take that much more than I can just get rid of this installation stuff and figure out a different way to do it. Whether it be just to send it to somebody else, grow the company and have someone who does that primarily, I don't know yet. But I know things have been changing. I've been looking for an apprentice. I haven't found any apprentice. Someone that I can, teach the service trade to while in the field and have them, start as maintenance technician and work their way up. Because I'm trying to rebuild the maintenance program because I would like to do no installation ever. That's my goal. Never do installation again. And I'm going to keep you guys posted on how that goes. Right now, it's a transition period. I'm starting a business for my wife, and that's part of the plan for my business as well. Once her business grows, I can fine-tune my business. So I have to, if I want to go straight service and give up some of the installs, then I'll be able to do it. But I look forward to figuring out a way to still reap some of the benefits of install without having to do them directly. This summer, I think, will be a summer of change. And I think things are going to start to become the way I've always wanted them to be. It seems like it's been going down for the last couple of years. It's starting to turn a little bit. And I think that this year might be the year. Like I said, guys, I'm going out to that service call. I'll let you know afterwards what it was all about. I'll try to get some film on it. I haven't filmed many service calls because I had a backlog that I'm still rolling through. I think there's still another one I have backlogged that I can probably going to do next Monday. I don't even remember what it is. But we'll keep them rolling. I'm going to keep releasing videos from the old Talent 875 channel. And then I'll delete them off of that channel as I go. So, thanks for joining me this morning. Be safe out there today, guys. I might catch up with you later today and let you know what happened on some of these calls. Like I said, the first one's going to be a package unit, or so I'm told. And the other two are barred wall hanging units. So I'm going to see what's going on with those as well. So, across the Cape Fear River. A river where I spent some time camping when I was younger. A lot of fun. A lot of camping, a lot of fishing, and a lot of drinking. I don't do that any longer, but we had a good time.